this is Dale Jones. I am at the Green Room at the Comedy and Magic Club in beautiful Hermosa Beach, California, and I'm being questioned, and this time not by the police. I was 23, and I was a little moron, and I was running around working. I was driving a forklift in a brake plant and tearing everything up. And my buddy said, "You're just an idiot. You should go to the comedy club." And so I went down. It was a Zany's Comedy Club in Nashville, Tennessee. And I went down and I watched for probably a week, 2 weeks. I went to open mics, watched the other comedians, and I thought I can do that. And I was wrong. And I wrote down 11 minutes worth of jokes, and I went on stage, and I found out I had probably a good 30 seconds. And one line worked because I screwed a joke up, and I went, well, I effed that up, and the crowd exploded. And once you hear that laugh, man, that's addicting. And I ran off the stage when I was done. I hugged a complete stranger and went, "That was great." And they looked at me like I was an idiot. And then I was back every week, and that's how I started. And that was January 11th, 1993. It was on a Tuesday. And 2 years later, I was full-time. Quit my job, and yeah, my boss was like, "You gotta go." What I love most about making people laugh is it's become therapy for me. I see the people after the shows, and they come up and they say, "I really needed that," and then I've realized I need it too. And it's kind of become a whole thing. When I first started out, it was very selfish. Like, I want the laughs and I don't care about the audience. And now I've heard so many stories about people going, "Hey, you got me through this," or "I was having a hard time." And I've been, especially since I've been posting stuff on social media, they're like, "Hey, I watch your videos and it helped me through the past year." And I think the connection I'm having with people is what I'm loving most, the whole therapy part of it. Heroin. Calms you down. It was good for Kurt Cobain, right? No? Okay. No, I used to chain smoke when I first started, but I quit smoking. I haven't had a cigarette in years. But now I've kind of flipped the switch on it, and I've realized that when I'm nervous, that means I'm ready. That means everything's firing. You know, if I'm not nervous, that's when I'm like, "Oh, something's wrong," because I don't care. And I think if you're nervous and you got the butterflies, then you're invested in what you're doing, and you want to do a good job, and everything will just flow through you. And you just go, "All right, I'm nervous, but I'm going to use it." And then I go out and focus, and I'm done. It seems to work for me. Something that influenced my style?
Yes.
Probably the comedians I watched when I was a kid, because I grew up watching Looney Tunes, so I always liked the physical stuff. And then it went from Looney Tunes to Abbott and Costello, and I liked the physical part of that. And then I liked Jerry Lewis, and I always went to the physical side of it. Then it was Howie Mandel, then it was Steve Martin, then I watched Richard Pryor do act outs, then of course Robin Williams, and it just went from one after the other. And I think that's what honed me in to where I just love making faces and being goofy and silly, and I've always just been drawn to that. And I think if you do what you love and your style, then people see you're having fun, and then they just get sucked into it. And yeah, but I also love the writing of Stephen Wright, and I love Dangerfield, so I try to do the smart one-liners and then act it out with the physical stuff and try to put it all together. And that's kind of what I do. A good compliment? Oh, somebody told me they saw somebody lose their bowels during the show because they were laughing so hard. I didn't see it, but they said it did happen. They said somebody actually, yeah.
I can see that happening.
I think it was a number 2. I'm not kidding. I think it was a number 2, and that was a big compliment. I didn't want to see, that got weird. But yeah, and also being compared to any of the greats, that always makes me feel really good about myself. It always tickles me when people say you remind me of Ernest. I get a lot of Jim Varney stuff, which, all right, I'll take it. I'll do Ernest Goes to Crack any day now. So, but yeah, I think that's anytime somebody just says they laughed till they cried or they peed a little, that's definitely a positive.